AMAMIYA is a year-old character. Now, I've had my fun with Leonard, went on to Guild Boss, Encore missions, WOBL, anywhere that I can just kind of, also the trial floors of course, as well as putting AMAMIYA on there. Obviously, between the two I have to, I did take into consideration with my AMAMIYA being an A10, and obviously Leonard also being just only at A5, so the difference between the two is there in terms of the additional play that AMAMIYA is having. Now, even with the A10 that I've got with my AMAMIYA, Leonard is something else. I'm gonna have to give it to the developers, because they have made one hell of a DPS character. Now, it makes sense that Leonard is going to be out beating AMAMIYA, right? Leonard is the newest character. They want people to buy, they want people to spend, and so clearly, you know, they are going to be catering to Leonard that little bit more. So just to give you guys a bit of a rundown, bit of an FYI, Leonard, especially with the content that's happening right now, is more favorable one, with his Hunter's Cage allowing him to do more damage if the enemy is recovering HP, with all the defense scaling increase that we can apply. I mean, with all the build up that he can also do himself, it just makes him do twice as much damage. Like, it's ridiculous on the amount, and on top of that, he is a far more superior area control. Not only that, you can hit enemies from a good amount of distance. Obviously with that paralysis, you can kind of comfortably get your whole kit off. Bare minimum, you're looking around A3 is the sweet spot for this man. If you're not looking for A3 to A5ing this man, I would suggest you wait for the collaboration. So there's a lot of things to factor in. Now, in no way does this completely void AMAMIYA. She is still a fantastic DPS character, worth the investment. She's not going anywhere. It's just with where things are at right now, with where the game is going towards, Leonard is just that more favorable unit. So he, Loki, is kind of not forcefully replacing AMAMIYA. You know, you still got the option to run between the two, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people are still going to be favoring Leonard, so it kind of makes sense. But again, if you're not going for A3 to A5, in between those, minimum A3 at this point, then I would not suggest going for Leonard. And at that very given moment, you might as well wait for the G Idol, or the Idol, sorry, oh god, I didn't know they had their name change, collaboration, which apparently is going to have a win DPS character, which is weird. So I don't know if that's a full-on thing, but I do feel like it should be a win support, but we'll find out in about 2.5 weeks time. So there's more to come. So that's another big reason why, if you don't want to jump the gun on Leonard, that's completely fine. AMAMIYA is still a valid unit. It's just she's going to be providing you a bit of a hard time combating the newest piece of content, now that HP recovery is in the equation. Now, another reason why I'm kind of a big fan of Leonard right now, and why he kind of is more so of a team fitting unit, is of course with AMAMIYA, once you do the ultimate, her MP does drain quite a lot, especially with the high amount of offenses that she provides, of course. Obviously with the luxury of that now with Leonard, the MP loss isn't as crazy, and we can have that continuous skill kit at the ready. You can do a quick rotation and his kit will be at the ready, and that's because of that A3 effect, to where when win team members, including the user, use their basic skill, Leonard Neiman recovers 3% of his MP and his power gauge gains 5% charge. That is ridiculously insane, because you got to remember with Goto Iruji, you are spamming your attacks. So his team is basically preparing him. So yeah, basically your whole squad is preparing your main DPS to come on in and to unleash hell. And another good thing about this unit is that his area control is disgustingly OP. Probably one of the best that we have seen within this game. In terms of it's those, I think it's his second skill. It kind of rains down on them. It covers everything. It's more so superior than freaking Soyun's drones, of course. So yeah, his control of the area is bar none. It's up there being the best of the best. So to not only have paralysis, to have that good of an area control, to also have so much damage alongside with the more damage you can apply with increasing your defense. If the enemy is HP recovering, then of course that is the case due to the current content that's happening right now that allows him to do more damage. So there's just a lot more damage on the table to what he can provide, including with all the others on what more he can do. So overall, without a shadow of a doubt, I mean, again, it was kind of self-explanatory, because I mean, you're not exactly going to release a character where a year-old character is still better. That's just not going to be the case at all. AMAMIYA is still a fantastic character. I'm not going to take that away from her. You can still utilize her. It's just, if you don't have her built up quite nicely, and her doing an absurd amount of damage, you know, especially with the current content that's going on right now, you are going to have a slight hard time. That's just the cold hard truth. But the game is progressing along. You know, things are going to be added, things are going to get more difficult, and you know, unless some form of limit breaking or buffing happens to these old units, yeah, they might get slowly left behind. But thankfully for right now, AMAMIYA is still grasping, she's still rocking and rolling. But with where the game is at, with where the content is at, and obviously the team comp wise, and the way that they've built Leonard, he is just far more viable. It's as simple as that. Now, as I've mentioned, the collaboration is going to be happening in 2.5 weeks time, basically near the end, 26. If you guys haven't seen the video, you can check it out. You can see all the characters and the skins and whatnot. But it is apparently another win DPS character is coming. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think maybe that was what they were originally thinking, and maybe Leonard was going to be a support character, because at first we were all kind of looking at him as that support type, of course. So obviously things clearly changed a lot to make him more DPS orientated, of course. So I think with the collaboration, it's more so of a win support. But again, if you are still hesitant on wanting to really push, because again, Leonard is a high investment, I will say. You can't. This isn't a character where it's like it is a one and done. Like you unfortunately, I say unfortunately, you know, he's a good character. You just have to invest the tickets. But obviously, there's a lot more on the table to come in the remaining month. And so if you want to play it smart and just kind of chill a bit, because again, AMAMIYA is still doing a thing, and a lot of people do have their water element done up. So if you are wanting to cater to the current content, water element will do just as fine. And I know a lot of people do have their chart at the ready, so yeah, just keep working on that. But yeah, in terms of the collaboration, if a new DPS unit is coming, either they're going to be on par with Leonard or surpass him. Either one of the two. And you never know, there might be low investment. Well, the collaboration characters, I believe we're going to get a copy of each through in-game events, so we'll see what the dupe is like, because that's clearly going to be the sell factor. So that's something that I would suggest to take into consideration, of course. But yeah, I think the overall opinion of all, Leonard or AMAMIYA, Leonard is superior. AMAMIYA is still holding her own, but I understand that a lot of people want to chase the best, and in this case, Leonard has taken the front role, especially now more than ever. If you are looking to also cater to the newest piece of content, and even going forward, by Leonard having the whole, you know, being able to do more damage if the enemy's like healing and whatnot, you know, just by having that, you know, it does also give him that long-term value. So overall, yep, better. But again, in terms of summoning for him, is he worth 100%? But if you are not looking to get him to A3 minimum or pushing to A5, I would say just wait until the collaboration drops, because it seems that with the collaboration, either we're getting a win support or a win DPS. If we're getting a win support, definitely is going to be catering more so for the boys. So we'll see how that then turns out, because then that's going to be more for Leonard, and you know, he's doing a great amount of damage with the support of Hansemi, of course. So it's going to be pretty crazy if we get that win support on the collaboration side of things, on what they're going to be pushing for the boys, and predominantly Leonard. So that's just my final opinion of things on what I've experienced when it comes to using my AMAMIYA and Leonard on multiple game modes. But yeah, AMAMIYA is still a good unit. In no way am I taking that away from her. It's just, if we're comparing the two, Leonard out damages her.